La prima, tenemos una sorpresa grande preparada y quizás también tienen un antecedente por esto. Un tremendo show, un tremendo escenario. Esto es The Cure en la gira del Wild Mood Swings 1996, que probablemente en enero del próximo año, 1997, los va a llevar a Latinoamérica. Por eso queríamos tener con ustedes y compartir una entrevista con el que es el líder, aunque no lo quiere aceptar, 98% de Cure, Mr. Robert Smith. De él vamos a ver material del soundcheck, de la prueba de sonido que ya se hizo. Pasamos muy rápido, hacemos la entrevista y de inmediato se van a tocar. Es una idea de lo que se trata de Cure 1996, más fuertes que nunca, a través de los videos que ya han visto, y también de la idea de un hombre que ha marcado esta generación alternativa ahora en los 90s. Bienvenidos, ahora prima una vez más. Esto está recién comenzando, así que no se despeguen. Ya estamos en hora prima con un invitado que no merece, la verdad no habría por qué hacer una presentación de Robert Smith, el hombre clave de The Cure. Thank you very much. Hello. This is hora prima, this is Latin America, a place that you know, you've been in Hollywood Rock at the beginning of the year, and also in Argentina many years ago. So the first thing should say, what do you remember about Latin American audience? I mean, the experience of 10 years ago and now Brazil, like a couple of months ago.
I think it's very different actually, because when we went to Brazil and Argentina the first time, it was just us. It was like a Cure concert. And Hollywood Rock, even though we were headlining, it was still a festival. And festivals are always different. They're never as good. But I mean, it was really good fun. It was a good bill. Smashing Pumpkins were excellent as well. It was enjoyable. It wasn't as intense as the first time.
You just mentioned the Smashing Pumpkins. What do you feel when you see the Cure trademark now in the bands of the 90s? I mean, you know that you've done something important in the 70s, in the 80s, because, I don't know, 1979, the song by the Smashing Pumpkins, it's always like, man, it's the Cure in there. Like, do you feel like flattered, proud?
I do, particularly when it's a group like the Especial MTV, because I think they're excellent. And we've actually made friends with them over the last couple of years. Sometimes I hear influences with other groups that I don't really like, but I'm still flattered because I think that anything that engenders creativity in any other field is good. You know, it's like sometimes I listen to things and I really like it and I'm kind of moved by it, and it's only later when I find out who it is I think, oh no, I couldn't possibly. But yeah, I don't know, it's also very difficult for me to think of The Cure as influencing other people because I'm very conscious of not overstepping the marks that I've set in my own mind. If I think that sounds like The Cure, I might be becoming deluded.
You were talking about Argentina and Latin America, and of course we were shocked about in the good way, about the first single, the 13th, because all the Latin things, the brasses, and wow, this is like, I don't know, where did you learn that? Where did you hear
Well, it actually came from, the words came from an incident that happened to me in a club in Mexico, and there was that kind of out-of-tune trumpet playing going on, and I just remembered, and someone bought me a tape, I can't remember who it was by, and it had the same trumpet sound, and I remembered this night in Mexico City. Oh no, it wasn't, it was in somewhere else in Mexico, I can't remember the name, a small town. But I just wanted to recapture the whole experience of that night in like 3.5 minutes.
And how as a band did you decide to include that song as a single, as the first single? Maybe it would give the impression in the audience that you would be flirting a lot with Latin things.
Yeah, well, the choice of it was pretty bizarre really, because all of the record companies around, we have different record companies in different parts of the world, and they all wanted different singles, and so I just decided that I'd choose one that none of them wanted.
Okay.
So it was, in some ways it was a pretty stupid thing to do, but in other ways I also wanted to say, look, this is like The Cure, don't sound like anything else that's going on at the moment in popular music, and the second single I knew was going to be Mint Car was going to be different. The third single is going to be gone, I think, maybe in South America, maybe it'll be Strange Attraction in South America, I'm not sure. But the thing is, on the album, on Wild Mood Swings, there are a lot of different styles anyway. So if we put out Mint Car as the first single, everyone would think, oh, it's pop music.
Okay.
So I wanted people to think it's a bit weird, you know.
Okay.
But we did get a lot of people saying, oh my God, it's going to be a Latin album, you know. In some ways it's a shame it's not a Latin album. It would be really good fun to do a Latin album.
Of course, you have
maybe
to
in a few
listen
years' time. Or like.
The whole experience, Wild Mood Swings. Vamos a ver ese primer video que se llama The 13th junto a Robert Smith. Ok, seguimos en Nueva Prima junto a Robert Smith. Thank you very much for your time. You were talking about, we were watching the video, actually, the 13th.
Yeah.
What was the idea of the video? There's two versions of the video. I've seen a live one, I think, and like...
Yeah. Well, there's one that's kind of... The real one is the one that's got the motel room and
Of course.
the live one.
And
But
the whole
when we
story.
made the live, we did it in 2 days. When the first day shoot, we actually did the live one, and it was really good just on its own because it was really looked like a very bad TV show. So I think in some parts of the world that's been shown as well as or instead of. But I mean, again, it was just sort of really to confuse people a bit.
Okay.
So the story is loosely based on. I should be careful on what happened,
Okay.
but I didn't get married. You know,
Okay.
so.
En Hora Prima ya volvemos con Robert Smith, The Cure. About The Cure, about like the diversity that you find here, like in terms of music, what's the distance between a song like, I don't know, like the third song in the album, This Is a Lie,
Yeah.
and Mint Car, like a very darky, like, and a very happy thing.
Yeah, I think that probably with this record there are more extremes on the one record than ever before. But all the way through, from the very first time The Cure ever made an album, there's always been elements of light and dark. I mean, we used to do Boys Don't Cry in the same set as Pornography. So there's always been that kind of like that balance. It's just it's very strange that we're probably one of the, if not the only group in the world that isn't allowed to have both. People want us either to be a pop group or to be doom and gloom, but we can't be both. But I mean, like tonight on stage, we'll be playing for like 2 and 3/4 hours, and we'll cover everything. Tonight we'll play, for example, we'll play songs from Disintegration, we'll play songs from Wild Mood Swings. I mean, we're covering like the whole history of the group, and there's a lot of diversity. Even with Disintegration, everyone thinks that's a really dark album, but it's got love song on it, and it's got lullaby on it, and they're quite kind of like happy pop songs. So I think this is a bit more obvious, Wild Mood Swings, because it does jump around from like song to song. But it really depends on what I want to say. If I want to do a happy song and be happy, then...
So the whole atmosphere of Wild Mood Swings, it feels like you try to have maybe more fun in the studio, maybe trying to take it easy as a game, like whatever the new band, the lineup.
I think there were days and there were moments when it was more intense than I've ever experienced in recording an album, The Cure. But even in the most intense periods, it was still really, really good fun. And that's the difference. It was the most fun record that I've ever made, ever. And I think it does show. You can kind of hear everyone was having fun. But it's not a kind of stupid record. I mean, it was supposed to be, that's why we've got like the roller coaster and stuff. That my idea for what the album should be like was like a roller coaster ride, on a very old, dangerous roller coaster that you weren't quite sure if you were going to get off alive. So.
Ok, vamos a ver otro de los videos y en el fondo el segundo single de este álbum Wild Mood Swing. Esto es Men's Car, mientras también tienen una idea de cómo se ve antes de empezar un show de The Cure. Chequen esto, Men's Car. Bueno, seguimos en Hora Prima para hablar un poco más acerca de este disco. Esto es lo importante. Robert, what's the meaning of this? This is the artwork. And
I collect tin toys from China.
Okay.
And they're always marked on the box unsuitable for children, and that appeals to me because they're toys that children can't play with, because they've got very sharp, this is like metal, and if you touch it, it like cuts you.
Okay.
And it was just again that sense of something that's very bright and colourful and attractive is actually quite dangerous, and that's what I wanted The Cure to be.
Okay. The Cure still has the edge. How do you explain that, for instance, in this old transition from the 80s to the 90s, many bands were like, out, and The Cure is still like attracting alternative, modern audience. How do you explain that?
I think the two main reasons are, one is that there's a sensibility that exists within the group, that we only do what we want, and I think that people really do admire that. Even if they don't like the music sometimes, they can appreciate that whatever we do, we're doing because we want to do it. We don't kind of follow whatever else is going on. I mean, that's often the criticism of The Cure, is that we don't sound fashionable, but I'd hate to sound fashionable.
Okay.
I think the second part is really that we like good songs. It seems pretty stupid, but it's like, if we didn't have good songs, then no one would be interested. So it's, I mean, I don't know, I never worry about whether I'm ever going to write another song again or not, but I never have. If I do, I do, and if I don't, I don't. And it took 4 years for me to have enough songs that I thought were good enough to do another Cure album, because I thought that the Wish album and the Show album were going to be the last things The Cure ever did. I thought we were going to stop for good. But I reached a point where I wanted to make another record. And as long as it's always that I want to make a record, and not that I have to make a record, or that I think I should make a record, I think that we'll probably always kind of connect with people, because I feel like I want to do something, I want to create something, and I want to like touch other people.
And the live albums like Paris and Show were like transition while you were waiting for, deciding...
Well, the reason why they were made is because I thought that was the end of The Cure, and I wanted like a kind of a testament, a record to what we've done. But I'm glad it wasn't the end of The Cure.
Of course, I'm glad too. And of course, because of the changes in the lineup, did it bring a new spirit in the studio? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that the biggest, probably Jason has had the biggest impact of any new member of The Cure, certainly in the last 10 years, because he's never done anything like this before. He's younger than us. This is his first time in America, and everything's new to him. And that enthusiasm really has kind of infected everyone, because I think otherwise we would probably come to America and do this tour and be very blasé, kind of done it all before. But every concert is like, we're playing lots of different songs. We've done 73 songs so far on this tour. So we're changing the set every night to play different songs, and that keeps everyone kind of active, and it keeps everyone like, the lighting desk, they have to think what the next song is, I have to think what the words are that I'm singing. So it means that we're actually playing each concert as a unique live event rather than just like doing a tour, and I think Jason's had a big impact on it. It's also nice having Roger back in the group as well, because it means we can play some of the old big keyboard songs again, which we haven't done for a few years.
Bueno, ya lo saben, eso es más o menos The Cure, ahora 1996, vamos a hacer una pausa y ya regresamos con esto. Bueno, seguimos con Robert Smith. This is for Latin America, so the people are really like, wow, this The Cure now touring America, at least the States. Then the following step would be Latin America. What are you gonna do with the hockey T-shirts in Latin America? Although, I mean, hockey is not a popular sport in Latin America. Football, maybe?
I'll be wearing football shirts, yeah.
Okay.
The trouble is that with football shirts, like the passions run much higher. And there's always two teams in one city, and if I wear one shirt, then I'm going to be hated by the others. So it's like, in America, there's only one team, per city, so it's much easier. It's a bit of a cheap ploy, this, to get around the audience, who wear the champion shirt and say, oh, I love hockey. I have no idea what hockey even is.
You're a football fan.
I'm a football fan, a soccer fan, yeah.
Thank you very much for your time, Robert,
okay,
and we're in your team. We're in The Cure, okay? Y ya lo saben, Gone is... We could say, just to finish it, it's optimistic. You're optimistic about everything now in the 90s because of Gone, the song, like Enjoy the World.
Yeah, I'm optimistic because of this tour. I've never enjoyed a tour as much as this, and the shows are better than any that we've ever done before, as I hope you'll find out.
Ok, ya lo saben, es una promesa. Junto a The Cure despedimos este Hora Prima. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Says the girl on the door. We accept all major lies. Love ain't gonna grow. So go on in and enjoy. Bright new friends, blue Suzanne's all round. And my mood is heavily pregnant. And you're right, I couldn't help but notice your icy blue eyes. They've been burning two holes in the sides of my head since the second I arrived. And it's not too hard to guess from the sitcom stars, your canary feather dress, the way you're so carefully, couldn't care less. So you're really trying very hard to impress. You're such a wonderful person, living a fabulous life. Sensational, fantastic, perfect besides. Such a wonderful person, living a fabulous life. Share it with me, love America tonight. It's a very special part of the game. You don't really care what I call you at all, and I can't quite remember your name. And it's not too hard to guess from the sitcom stars, your canary feather dress, the way you're so carefully couldn't care less. You're really trying sharing